Hello. In these sections, we look at one further example, and this one we're going to do symbolic calculations about the stress. Okay, we look at the rectangular bar and under static loading, so P in magnitude equal to P prime. So besides the taking any cross section that is perpendicular to the axial direction, but also we can here for exercise we simply pick up an inclined cross sections, and that cross section has the orientations theta. So theta is this one. Okay. So here we exercise the calculation of the stress in the inclined plane. Basically, that will be the function of theta. And again, the concept is the stress, we know the magnitude divided by cross-sectional area. And there's two kinds of the stress, which is the normal stress, and one is strain stress. The normal stress basically is the magnitude of the normal loading divided by A. The strain stress is the magnitude of the shearing force divided by A. So here we look at this one. So from here you can see this P is the given loading, but this P doesn't in the normal directions, neither in the parallel direction. So here we kind of give us hint. We can project P into two components. So one component is normal to the surface, and this one is parallel to the surface. And by looking at this here, the theta should be this one. So using the simple trigonometry, you should be able to tell this force is normal to the surface. So we're using F, and in magnitude equal to P times if you're using this triangle, P times cosine theta. Okay, and this force is parallel to the cross section, so we're using V. V means shearing, and using this triangle, and this is theta. So from here you can determine V equal to P times sine theta. So therefore here we can have F equal to P cosine theta and V equal to P sine theta. Okay, and now we figure out what is A. What is this cross-sectional area of the inclined plane? So this one you can visualize is this. That inclined plane can be related to this normal plane. We call this is called the A now. Okay, and inclined plane, let me highlight here. So this is A theta. So can you see, because both of the plane they have the same let me back to both of the plane, the area they have the same width. Okay, so their area simply is depends on the length. Okay, so we look at this one here. This length compared to this length basically is this length compared to this one, that representing the comparison of the two area. So this length in comparison is called the A now, and this length in compared to that's called the A theta. Can you see from this triangle? So this is normal, this is theta. So A theta equal to so let me say A theta multiplied cosine theta equal to A now. So like I wrote here. Okay, so again this one, the ratio between the area simply converge down to the comparison of the two sides here. So from here we know A theta equal to this one. So basically by plugging that information, and so this is the A now divided by cosine theta. So A now divided by cosine theta. Okay, so that is the calculations we put in here. So sigma, so this one can be equal to P divided by A now, and cosine squared theta like we done here. And this one is P divided by A now, sine theta, cosine theta like we did here. Okay, so furthermore, by using this formula, we can further simplify this one in terms of this function, and this one can be simplified by this function. So basically, the stress, this is a function of theta, this is a function of theta, and that can be related by this one. With this one in mind, we should be able to determine the maximum value of the sigma in terms of the theta. Okay, so basically here the concept is this one theta, this is sigma function of theta, and we want to determine what is the maximum value corresponding to theta start equal to how much, and what is this value here. The same thing for shear stress. The next page. So using that equations and using based upon this sigma equal to P divided by A now, cosine square theta, we can determine when theta equal to 0 degrees, the sigma has a maximum value. The maximum value basically equal to P divided by A now, and this value here. Okay, so in such a orientation, we can extract the maximum normal stress. Okay, so here this is the maximum, M means maximum, so this is the sigma maximum. So for the design, as long as you ensure your maximum is less than whatever the allowable stress, this design is okay. It's a good design. In the similar fashions, our string stress equal to P divided by A now, cosine theta and sine theta. And by simple calculus, we can find the tau maximum equal to P divided by 2, and now that is happened at theta equal to 45 degrees, positive, actually positive or negative. Again, this one is based upon your calculus. Okay, and go to say we have the functions, we're going to find the maximum of the functions. So basically we do these steps here, the same thing apply to here. Okay, so basically again, the 45 minus or positive is in such an orientation that is a 45 degrees, and that's a 45 degrees. In either of such elections, we're going to have the maximum shear stress appear. And again, this is a maximum and equal to P divided by 2A now. Whatever the allowable shear stress is, as long as you satisfy these requirements, then your design is okay. Okay, so that is for this section.